So now we're going to take a look at the Juvenile turf. It's running a mile on the Friday card, a Future Stars Friday card at Del Mar. And we'll take a look at this field. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of imports, and they'll have a great impact on what happens here, who comes, who doesn't. Now, I want to note that if you see an asterisk by a horse here, it means that they're dual entered in the Juvenile turf sprint as well. So Mentee, Gate to Wire, Chasing Liberty, we've already covered them, so I'll refer you back to that the posting we have for the Juvenile Turf Sprint if you want to get a feel for them. So we're going to be covering horses who are only entered for this race here, and as we'll do it, we'll take a look at the groupings that have raced in a particular prep for the Breeders' Cup, and we'll start with the Bourbon Stakes. And the first one we have is Minaret Station, who won the race with a monster close at Keeneland for the 38-1. Big time upset for William Walden. And this one is by Instilled Regard, a horse I always loved because he got me the bottom of the Derby Superfecta. And that's by Arch, not Arcs, whatever that is. And Sir Prancelot underneath. So there's double grass for Minaret Station. You see, he's been in the money in every race. So he's and after you'll see the Bourbon, he was really pretty impressive. Clock Tower also ran in the race, and it was kind of opposite ends of the spectrum. Clock Tower led for the majority of the race, and the Minaret Station came from behind. You see, Clock Tower is by Not This Time, great sire. And Bustin' Stones, great New York bred, was more of a sprinter. So you do have a little bit of sprinter speed added on to the stamina of Not This Time. Trained by Wesley Ward, who I personally like better at sprints than I do at routes. But nonetheless, these are the two that ran the Bourbon Stakes, and we'll take a look at that now. So here's the Bourbon Stakes, and Clock Tower is in the number 10 hole, and he'll be prominent quickly. And then Minaret Station is in the 5 hole with the OXO or OXO equine silks, red and white.
Goes in, they're at the post. They're off in the Castle and Key Bourbon Stakes.
Both away well. You see Clock Tower right to the lead.
Early lead, reach for the rose there in the center of the course, and Clock Tower up close to the opening strides, and now Clock Tower moves up, puts ahead in front from Warheart in second position. Reach for the rose is third. Golden Afternoon slides down toward the inside, fourth. Fleming fifth. Cavallo Bay, a lane off the rail, sixth. Warlander seventh, saves the ground down toward the inside. Baytown Baracus went wide in eighth. Chicoso is ninth. Papiamento is 10th. Minaret Station is 11th, and Siesta Key is last of the 12 as they swing off the first turn. Opening quarter, 22.29 seconds. Clock Tower, the leader. Clock Tower against the rail, leads at a length. Golden Afternoon goes second by a length. Reach for the Rose is third ahead. And then Cavallo Bay between horses and Warheart back toward the inside. Now Warheart moves back up into the third position.
Pretty quick,
still 2 lengths off the lead, though. Fleming is out toward the center of the course and is racing 6 lengths from the front. And there's Warlander to the inside of Fleming, now trying to find some more running room against the rail. Then Papiamento between horses, 8th. It was 47.02 seconds the time for the first half mile. Clock Tower leading Golden Afternoon around the far turn, and then Warheart, who's back toward the inside. Cavallo Bay, who's there on the outside. Now Cavallo Bay is up to third, has to go toward the center of the course, still 5 lengths off the lead. Warlander still has 6 to make up. They turn for home. They've all got to catch Clock Tower, and here's Cavallo Bay, and Golden Afternoon now kicks in. Cavallo Bay, Golden Afternoon, Clock Tower fighting on to the inside. Warlander is still fourth.
Which I thought was
Cavallo
totally
Bay far outside. Clock Tower inside. Golden Afternoon between that pair. Golden Afternoon, Clock Tower. Here's Minaret Station for a huge upset. Minaret Station
blows that field away.
38-1, rallying for Christian Torres.
Next 3 we're going to look at ran in the Summer Stakes at Woodbine. And the first is New Century, who is an English import for Andrew Balding in Qatar Racing. Ocean Murphy in the irons, and he is slated for a couple in here. So, again, we want to play jockey roulette, see which one that he chooses. But this one is 4 out of 5 in the money with 3 wins. So one to pay attention to for sure. Next is El Kudra, and I believe he was the favorite in the Summer Stakes. I'm not sure, I can't remember, but Charlie Appleby, William Buick, Godolphin, what more needs to be said? This is obviously one. You know, Charlie Appleby is very notorious for putting horses up at Woodbine prior to running in the Breeders' Cup, so obviously there's some intention there. And then the third is Dream On, the Canadian horse by Not This Time. A lot of Not This Times in this field, no big surprise. Trained by Mark Casse and Saheen Savachi in the irons. And again, I've mentioned it before, but those of us who play Woodbine know Saheen Savachi's a pretty damn good jockey. So now we're going to take a look at the Summer Stakes. So here's the Summer Stakes, and for our reference, New Century is in the 10 hole. El Kudra is right next to him in the 9 hole. And Dream On is in the 2 hole, which turned out to be on the rail due to scratches. You see
is on its way,
in there.
And a very good start for Groot from the outside with Winterberry, and showing up is 40 and 5. And coming right through is Dream On the inside to join the leading pack. And Handy in the center. Right through goes First Resort, and they are in the top flight. Cairo Caper on the outside from Cool Collected. Al Kudra's well back early, so too Special Session on the inside. And moving forward is New Century, and about 8 lengths covers the field, and showing up in front is Groot. Groot the leader, out by 2 lengths to Winterberry. Dream On is third, a length and a half away Cairo Caper, 40 and 5 on the inside. Mid-pack, Cool Collected picking up the bit. Over on the inside, First Resort has got back. Al Kudra is still well behind as third last from Special Session, and absolute last is New Century. They run down the side, a half mile to run, and the leader is still Groot by a length to Winterberry. A length away third, Dream On. Cairo Caper fourth, 40 and 5 fifth, and then Cool Collected starting to edge up into it. Al Kudra started to also pick up again as First Resort as they sprint. New Century is second last, and last is Special Session as they turn in the mid-365 Summer Stakes, and now they come after Groot. Up the inside, Dream On sneaks to the front. Winterberry launching down the center, then Cairo Caper, and right down the outside, here comes William Buick on Al Kudra and Oisin Murphy on New Century, and they're eating up the ground. Dream On in front, being chased by Al Kudra and New Century, and drifting a little bit here is the leader. It's still Dream On coming to the leaders on the outside. New Century, Al Kudra in the center, and Oisin Murphy will take honours with New Century by a length and a quarter. Al Kudra in the third spot. Dream On wobbled about in the stretch, and First Resort has run fourth from Cairo Caper.
Next couple we're going to look at are ran in the With Anticipation Stakes. Now, you do see that Zulu Kingdom also ran in the Pilgrim and won, but I thought it was more important that we could get a couple running against each other. Want to see how they do. Zulu Kingdom, Chad Brown, what can you say on the turf? You know, he's a logical in here. He's been ultra impressive, 3 for 3, and just a horse who certainly should be one of the more prominent in the Breeders' Cup field. Next is Tenacious Leader, and another Not This Time you can see, trained by Todd Pletcher. And this one's interesting that he ran in the With Anticipation and was rather effective on turf, and yet they moved him to dirt for his next start. And kind of interesting there. I think maybe that's a little Mike Rapoli influence there, you know, trying to be heard as much as possible. But this one, to me, from what I've seen, is clearly better on turf. So I think this is a good spot for him. So let's have a look at the With Anticipation Stakes. So here's the With Anticipation, and Zulu Kingdom is in the 7 hole, and Tenacious Leader is in the 9 hole. You see it was a little depleted by some scratches.
And they're off in the With Anticipation.
You see Tenacious Leader a little more keen than Zulu Kingdom.
Tenacious Leader alongside second. Zulu Kingdom comes away in third. Then it's Cavallo Bay in fourth. Test score is next to last after being crowded a bit at the start and without caution.
Zulu Kingdom able to save a bit more ground on the rail.
Nudge a clear-cut leader by 2.5. Tracked by Tenacious Leader, who's a comfortable second. It's another length and a half to Zulu Kingdom and Cavallo Bay. The quarter went in 24 and 1/5 seconds. Test score without caution are side by side at the back of the field. It's Nudge leading by just over a length to Tenacious Leader in second. Nudge lets it out once again, leads by 2. Zulu Kingdom inching up closer while also snugly in hand third. Cavallo Bay is fourth in the outside. Then comes Without Caution and Test Score.
Pace again, New York turf race, a little on the slow side.
Tenacious Leader about to attack in second. Now Tenacious Leader cuts
Tenacious
into the
Leader
lead.
is going to make the move, and let's see if Zulu Kingdom can follow it up.
Leader asked to go by pretty aggressively. Cavallo Bay has taken third with a nice bid. Here's Cavallo Bay.
What I like there is just, Zulu Kingdom not worried about it at all. They just got plenty of horse. It's just a matter of time if he can get a hole. Gets the hole on the rail.
And Zulu Kingdom is sneaking through with a nice bid, too. Here's
Bang.
Zulu Kingdom. He saved all the ground,
Right
and he
through.
storms to the front. A picture-perfect ride from Flavian Pratt. Tenacious Leader
Damn
trying
right.
to keep pace,
Picture
but
perfect.
won't beat Zulu Kingdom, who scores.
Notice that Tenacious Leader was getting to him a little bit in the stretch there, but pretty impressive.
It was among three.
Here's our first look at some Euro invaders, and the first is Seagulls 11. And you see he's by Galileo Gold, son of Galileo. You can't get any better on the turf in Europe. And this one has 4 in-the-money finishes and 5 starts. And we're going to look at the Vincent O'Brien National Stakes because we've got a couple in here. But it should be noted that the Dewhurst Stakes is a pretty major Grade 1 for the juveniles. And Seagulls 11 was able to manage a 4th. The next is Amori City, and he is by Godolphin, Charlie Appleby, William Buick. 3 out of 4 in the money finishes, certainly one to pay attention to. And he finished 4th in the Vincent O'Brien National Stakes, and that's the one we're going to take a look at right now. So here we go at the National Stakes, the Vincent O'Brien National Stakes. And for reference, Amori City is in the 8 hole. We're in the Godolphin Blue. And in the 3 hole is it's our other contender who's Seagulls 11, I'm sorry, who is in the 3 hole. So here we go.
Good to go. And that off 8 coals over 7 furlongs. The Group 1 Goffs Vincent O'Brien National Stakes. And up for the lead, Rock of Cashel, Seagulls 11, followed out wide by the Parthenon. These are tracked towards the inside by Scorthy Champ and then Henri Matisse and Amori City. And at the back is Card of the County. Seagulls 11 with on the outside joining issue the Parthenon, followed by Rock of Cashel, who's on the left. And then nudged along Hill Road, Amori City next, and then Scorthy Champ with the final couple, Henri Matisse and Card of the County.
It looked like
as the Parthenon just picks it up from Seagulls 11 and then Rock of Cashel edging closer as Amori City. Being pumped away is Hill Road, followed then by Scorthy Champ, Card of the County, and bringing up the rear with 3 furlongs to go is Henri Matisse. Racing to the final 2.5 furlongs in the Goffs Vincent O'Brien National Stakes. And wide across the course, over the far side, Scorthy Champ from Seagulls 11. In between them, Rock of Cashel picking up in the centre in the dark blue colours as Henri Matisse gone away from Amori City, Card of the County, Hill Road and the Parthenon. Scorthy Champ over on the far side just has it. Henri Matisse is running around under pressure. In between horses is Seagulls 11, but it's Scorthy Champ who's taking a big step in the National Stakes. Second is Henri Matisse. Third is Seagulls 11. And then 4th place going to Amori City.
Well, he got away on terms today, and he's been able to exact revenge on Henri Matisse.
We'll shift gears now and go out to the West Coast and look at a couple that ran in the Zuma Beach, which was a Grade 3, I believe, at Del Mar. May have been at Santa Anita. We'll find out in a sec. Ironman Cal is our first, and certainly named after Cal Ripken, great shortstop for the Orioles. And trained by Phil D'Amato and Antonio Fresu in the Irons. Little Red Feather Racing, always a prominent grouping there. And the second is Sabretooth, and he is trained by Tim Yakteen and KK in the Irons. And a little troubling to note that 4 starts, 4 seconds. But they have been, as you can see, there are a couple of graded stakes there. So we'll see if perhaps Zuma Beach can improve on that. So let's have a look at the Zuma Beach Stakes. So here's the Zuma Beach Stakes, and we have both of the horses we're looking at are in the 3 and the 4 holes. So we want to pay attention to that. Ironman Cow in the 3 hole, Sabretooth in the 4.
And they're off
pretty quick.
in the Zuma Beach. Sabretooth Bounces out quickly, but is taken back. Ivan the Great comes through now to set the pace. Ironman Cal is right up alongside easily, and Cali Cat goes to put some pressure 3 wide. Artislas will settle in a good spot fourth, 4 lengths off this quick early tempo, followed by Sabertooth on the inside of R. Heisman, who's 8 lengths off the lead. The 2 trailers, Kale's Angel and Uncle Evco at the back of the field. It's Ivan the Great onto the backstretch with a 2.5 length lead. Ironman Cal tracking smartly from second. 2 more Artislas racing on the inside of Cali Cat third and fourth. 3 lengths clear of Sabertooth, followed by R. Heisman as they come to the half-mile pole. Kale's Angel second to last. Uncle Evco continues at the back. Ivan the Great, the pacemaker. 2-length lead still on Ironman Cal, waiting his turn in second. Artislas, Cali Cat is in fourth. Then Sabertooth, Whitecap racing on the inside of R. Heisman. Still 2 back to Kale's Angel and Uncle Evco. There hasn't been much change. It's still Ivan the Great, Artislas with a beautiful ground-saving trip, and Ironman Cal on the outside is coming after them now. And Ironman Cal powers to the front, has to deal with Artislas, though. These 2 are head-and-head coming to the 16th pole, and even Sabertooth angles out, and Sabertooth is coming faster than both. Does he have the time? A driving finish, Artislas, Sabertooth, Artislas held on maybe by a nose in a 3-way battle. Ironman Cal and Sabertooth were right there. 3 of them hit the wire in the Zuma Beach.
Gets the win by disqualification. Sabertooth, just a buck short again. But,
and now entering the winner's circle is Ironman Cal, a 2-year-old bay colt by Collected out of Joyful Dream.
Whistle Jacket is a horse that was pretty well thought of early on in the year at Ascot, and he was the favorite in the Norfolk Stakes, I believe, and he ended up, I believe it was second or third. Trained by Aidan O'Brien, Ryan Moore. Obviously one that's they're expecting more out of, especially owned by Peter Brandt, and Magnier Tabor are in there as well. This one ran in the Middle Park Stakes and also got a first in the Pre-Morning. So we're going to take a look at the Middle Park Stakes, which was a pretty good field. This one, I think, is... It seems to be more of a sprinter type, but he's not dual entered in the turf sprint. So perhaps Aidan O'Brien knows a little bit more than I do about this one's prospects. So let's take a look at the Middle Park Stakes. So here's the Middle Park Stakes, and you'll see Whistle Jacket is in the 5-hole with the Peter Brandt Silks of the green on light green.
All in. They're ready. Set. They're off. The Group 1, Juvenile Middle Park Stakes, 6 furlongs ahead of them. Dash Dizzy in the light blue got out swiftly. Immediately gets company from Whistle Jacket. Ryan Moore in the shades of green. Then Defence Minister with the red cap moving up to dispute second as Jancy Pink Cap is taken back into fourth, the nose-banded colt. Over on the far side of the group, Black Forza in the red and black is racing in rear, and on the right, Shadow of Light is held up in the slipstream of Whistle Jacket as they track centre of the Rolling Mile down to halfway in the Middle Park. Dash Dizzy over Whistle Jacket now breezing alongside. The nose-bounded Jancy up between them. Shadow of Light on the right, finessed into it. Defence Minister on the left. Black Forza's last of all. Downhill to the last couple of furlongs, and Shadow of Light is now moving through to Dash Dizzy. Whistle Jacket under the Moor drive, pitching there between horses, and then Defence Minister deep inside the last furlong they come. Shadow of Light quickens up impressively, stretches on here, moves 3 lengths clear. They're chasing Shadows in behind. Shadow of Light is away and gone, an emphatic winner of the Juddmonte Middle Park. Up for second, Whistle Jacket, close for third.
Camille Pissarro is trained by Aidan O'Brien with Christophe Soumillon in the silks for the familiar Magnier Tabor outfit. Wooten Bassett, the sire, a really excellent sire in Europe. And this one ran in the Prix Jean-Luc Lagardère, and it's approximately 7.5 furlongs. It's a straightaway, but not quite a mile. So let's have a look at it. So this is the Prix Jean-Luc Lagardère, and this is we will have Camille Pissarro was in the familiar blue and orange.
Go here, 1,400 metres, they race away. Camille Pissarro in the blue and orange, a little slower than the others away. Misunderstood wants the early lead. Going through on the right of this picture, the grey Field of Gold, blue sleeves of Rashabar. Henri Matisse is one off the running rail, very dark jacket. Diego the first in blue and whites in company with him. Then Coward of the County, black and white jacket coming through with Hay Bentley in the red colours. Hookto extreme right, ridden along for a stride or two there to make progress, and means that Camille Pissarro in the blue and oranges at the rear of the field. They're on the false straight, and remember here, second winning post. It's a long run down the straight, misunderstood by a half length. Field of Gold running in second place. Rashabar, Hay Bentley together 3 and 4. Losing ground is Henri Matisse at the moment. Right over the far side. Extreme right is Camille Pissarro. One from the right is Hookto. Misunderstood still showing in front here. Well down the straight to Rashabar, Field of Gold. Extreme left is Henri Matisse, who begins now to respond. Camille Pissarro, Sumion, blue and orange. Nearest to us coming into it as well. Wide open, 200 metres to go now. And as they run to the closing stages, Camille Pissarro from Rashabar is putting in a challenge to him. It'll be this pair as they race towards the line. Rashabar, the far side of Camille Pissarro. Camille Pissarro to Rashabar, misunderstood, and Field of Gold was...
Ashley's Archer is another Canadian import, potentially, who ran in the Cup and Saucer Stakes. Trained by Mark Casse, did not run in the Natalma or the Summer Stakes, which is a little interesting. So this is an ungraded stakes. You kind of wonder what the thinking is here. This one seems a little bit outclassed on face, but a lot of things can happen with 2-year-olds. So let's take a look at the Cup and Saucer Stakes. So here's the Cup and Saucer Stakes, and our horse is Ashley's Archer is on the rail, number 1. And those familiar pink silks for Mark Casse. And you see he got away pretty well and saving all the ground on the rail. No race call in this replay, sadly. There you see Biden his time. Pace is honest, I'd say. .46 and 2. Still a little on the quick side, I'd say. Setting up pretty well for horses in Ashley's Archer position. Staying on the rail, just waiting for a hole. And there it is, ducks out. Got through, a little rubbing there. Wasn't bothered by it. You gotta like that in a 2-year-old. Just see if he's got enough. And just gets up at the wire. So, don't know how classy that field is, so we'll just have to see. But pretty good effort, pretty game at the very least. Next, we're going to have a look at the Waco Kid. And for those of us old enough to remember Blazing Saddles, Mel Brooks' best movie, this is a phenomenal name for a horse. And I am definitely rooting for this one. You can see that he's... 6 starts, so he's pretty well seasoned, and 3 in the money finishes, and won recently the Tattersall Stakes, and that's the one we're going to take a look at. So we've got a rooting interest for the Waco Kids for those of us who love Mel Brooks. So let's have a look at the Tattersall Stakes. So here's the Tattersall Stakes, and the Waco Kid is
if he moves in
blue and white, and he'll be prominent early.
That's it, I think. They're off and racing.
You see him there.
Symbol of Honour, the grey horse breaks out well in the centre. Right-hand side is the Waco Kid, and Oisin Murphy and William Buick are now both coming stand side. Up the centre of the racecourse, assertively in the red colours, Monumental in the purple and white. They are tacking over, but a more gradual pace, with Diego Ventura in the gold sleeves, red cap, and Balzerini at the back. So the Waco Kid in the turquoise jacket with assertively in the red, and they've now all made their way over to the near rail. Symbol of Honour is in third place. In fourth is Monumental, half a length away on the outside, with Diego Ventura more towards the centre of the racecourse, and held up is Balzerini. So heading down towards the final half mile, the Waco Kid continues to lead. Assertively is in second place. A trail in for both Symbol of Honour and Monumental, who are just about side by side now in third and fourth. Diego Ventura is in fifth, and Balzerini still in touch, as the Waco Kids just asked for a little bit more now. And the Waco Kid has the lead of just over a length from Assertively. Symbol of Honour, William Buick just trying to make sure that gap stays open, as Monumental and Diego Ventura will try and close it towards the outside. The Waco Kid has the advantage, still leads. Monumental, Diego Ventura, Symbol of Honour at the moment, it's not fast enough to take the gap. And still the Waco Kid under this near side rail has the advantage. Diego Ventura and Monumental from Symbol of Honour, but the Waco Kid still leads, half a length clear, and if anything's now extending further clear. The Waco Kid, Rasheen Murphy, Hugo Palmer and the Genies win by 2 lengths. Diego Ventura of Monumental, Symbol of Honour in second, third and fourth.
Tistastic is the winner of the Kentucky Downs Juvenile Mile. Winchell Thoroughbreds, pretty prominent outfit, and Steve Asmussen trains. Arad Ortiz in the irons, so a lot of good things there. Let's have a look at the Kentucky Downs Juvenile Mile. So here's the Kentucky Downs Juvenile Mile, and Tistastic is in the 10-hole.
They're off in the Kentucky Downs Juvenile Mile. Way to a good start here as I'm Utter here goes out to the early lead.
He's about mid-pack.
West Beach right alongside, Ford Steele outside of them, and Micah came out running in fourth. Then it's Kieran to the outside of Ready for Peace, followed by Reach for the Rose, the Brigade to the inside, Tistastic is next. Then it's Emmett, followed by Turnbuckle, and at the back of the field as they race down the hill is Coal Battle. 22.72, that opening quarter mile for I'm Outer here, the leader by a length, with Micah running in second by another 2.5. Then Kieran on the outside of West Beach along the rail.
He can handle kickback
2.5 to Ford
at least.
Fifth. Then Tistastic on the outside
So
of
you
Ready
have to
for
unload.
Peace. Reach for the
Paces
Rose,
are pretty
still
darn
about
quick
10
there,
lengths behind.
22.44.
Then the Brigade, followed by Coal Battle.
Especially for
And the
Kentucky
trainers
Downs,
are
I'd
Emmett
say.
and Turnbuckle, and they breeze to a 44.72
Staying out
half
wide,
as they arrive at the top of the stretch here, where it is I'm Utter here, off the turn in front, trying to keep this lead. Micah, a length and a half behind in second as the field
really
comes through the stretch.
nice turn of foot there.
And
Shows some
Tistastic,
good
who's rallying
explosiveness.
up quickly on the outside.
Don't
Right
know about the
outside
class of
front
this
runners,
field, but
and trying to make
still
a run down toward the
pretty
rail is
good.
Ready for Peace. Tistastic and
See if he
West
can
Beach
finish.
now. These two. West Beach inside. Tistastic on the outside. Nose to nose down to the wire. West Beach Tistastic putting on a show right down to the finish.
Big effort.
Tistastic, too good.
Pretty solid win.
West Beach was second. Then Ready for Peace and Coal Battle.
Final one we're going to look at is Satono Carnival, and he's a Japanese import, and I was not able to obtain a replay of the Nisei Stakes, but the Japanese certainly can't be underestimated. He did run in a grade 3, and that's the one thing that gives me a little bit of pause. But again, the Japanese we can't underestimate. We certainly have to take seriously. They're going to be in force at Del Mar without a doubt. So that's the Juvenile Phillies Turf. I think it's going to be a good race. Particularly, we'll see what Euros come in, but it looks pretty good to me. It usually is a pretty good race. I always love it when these Euros come in. They just add a lot of spice to these races. So I hope our presentation helps you with your own research for the Breeders' Cup, and hope you enjoyed it. And if you do like content like this, of course, please like and subscribe. And thanks to all of you who have come on board. We really do appreciate it. Going to be more content. We're going to do this for every Breeders' Cup race. So stay in tune with Right at the Wire for that. That's it from here. I'll talk to you soon. And until then, be well.